It kind of makes me feel good because they went through all of this for us to have all this today.
Do you think you would have been able to overcome all the adversities of that time during that period for the future generation? Be honest.
Well, I don't think I would though, because they went through so much. They had to get beat. They had to get beat with sticks, and then got bit by dogs and everything. So
How does that make you feel when you know that our forefathers went through so much, they endured so much just so we could have the right to vote?
it kind of makes me feel bad because all that stuff, people lost their lives doing that.
Witnessing this journey, it's important to highlight. We take it for granted by just looking at walking from here to that sign. It says Selma. This is a famous highway, 21 South, 80 West, and behind me there's a sign up ahead that says Selma. To really look at that and highlight the direction, and of course they were headed toward Montgomery in this direction, but to be able to see that it's amazing to have kids right here to witness this history that's taking place today, 55 years later. I think it's important to carry on that same legacy of success of those who have succeeded before us in these type of efforts, and to have these kids to be able to speak to one or two of them, it gives an opportunity to change their minds. It changes their way of thinking. I tell people all the time, attitude is not always the way you act. Sometimes it has to do with the way that you think and or perceive things. And the perception here is truly amazing, and it shows us in today's time we have unlimited possibilities of what's before us, and a unique opportunity to display that. So I'm very proud to be here with all these youth, and I'm very proud to be with Arkansans that have taken the journey with me as we continue to show and document the legacy of Selma, the March on Selma 55 years later.
And something that I was just aware of, I mean, these are people that were in their high heels, yes. Sunday best and all that.
Yes, absolutely. It certainly was not a ceremonial event. This was something that was, it was a bold statement made. I was riding in my car along with my passengers in our vehicle, and my program coordinator, Diana Shelton, stated, and she said it, charismatically, but it was funny and it was genuine. And that was that in her Sunday heels, it hurts in her shoes to walk from one destination from her car back into the church. But we're talking about 55 years ago and 45-minute drive and walking that. And let's just say someone got tired and took their shoes off. Then we're talking about blisters on their feet. I mean, you got to really look at that and realize and bring that to reality that, hey, we take a lot for granted. There wasn't the comfort Air Jordans back then, that we're walking in today, because that's going to be a walk down here today. These were some hardback shoes. So we're looking at that, and it's important to realize the grace, the legacy before us, and that we never take it for granted. And it's so important that we stop. We wanted to pull over and experience ourselves to the witness right here in history, 55 years ago, how our forefathers walked for a cause that they truly believed in. We found the sacrifice to be something that was just amazing, and we wanted to actually feel it for ourselves. So we're not going to walk that journey, and that's what we were talking about in our discussion. We take for granted every day how we drive 45 minutes from Montgomery to Selma. Well, 55 years ago, our forefathers walked from Selma to Montgomery for a cause that they truly believed in, for a right to vote. And it's important to instill in our youth, a young man from Lake Village, Arkansas, Dexter. And he wants me to say Lake, and he's right. Tell him your name.
Dexter Tate.
From?
McGee, Arkansas.
McGee, Arkansas. So we have individual students from Southeast Arkansas. You give them a round of applause, because just him being here today says a lot. For him to be able to witness what happened generations ago, and to be able to go back and to teach others is what we want to instill in Arkansas and show through this educational documentary. But behind me, you see the signs, and a little bit further down, it says, you see an arrow pointing towards Selma. And we're headed that direction to be able to join in many of the other festivities that are taking place today. But again, we just felt like it was an occasion. It was something important to stop, because if you see me dressed in my comfortable attire, our forefathers didn't do that. They walked in a dress code. They walked with suits, and we have an individual from within our delegation, JB, who demonstrates that today. And this is how our forefathers walked up and down the trail. And think about that, for 3 days, 3 long days, heading for a cause that they believed in. JB, tell us a little bit about how you feel about that.
I feel strong about that. First of all, as far as the dress is concerned, they demonstrated excellence in that area, and professionalism. They didn't separate professionalism from the cause that they were fighting for. That's one. And two, they were just resilient in that cause and that effort. They walking those, how many miles? 50 miles. I mean, that's enough in itself. I mean, what can you say about that? Many of us probably couldn't walk 1 mile today, and we're probably younger than them. But yeah, it just says a lot about their resilience and how serious they were about fighting for the cause for us, this generation.